time's changing a bit too late, but that's when I need you, babe, but you're so far away. And when I finally see you at the end of the day, I really want to ask you, babe, so I will ask you this way: has it sported out? Oh, yeah. What can I do now for you to keep loving me? Has it sorted out? Baby, you tell me.
Alright, that's enough. Alright, I'm John Phane, and this is my co-host.
Hi, everybody.
Kenny Marquez, and we are about to start a new show here in Big Bear, and we're going to call it The Song. And we have been talking about this for a while. And what the whole idea is it's a very complex way that you go through life and try to form a band, write a song, put it all together, get a recording contract and everything. Now, Kenny's been through this one time. He was in a big band back in the 80s called Renegade. So he is kind of being one of our mentors. And we're going to put together a big cast up here, and we're going to write songs. We're going to have songs delivered to us, you know, and that's called song plugging. We're going to take those songs, try to orchestrate them to the band that we're putting together, and as we build this up, week by week by week, what we hope to do is put together one song, and then the next song, and then the next song, and then the next song.
And show how it's being done as we're doing it.
That's exactly
right
it.
in front of you guys, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
We're going to take that song, and instead of saying, okay, that's a completed song, like Smoldered Out, that's a song that Kenny has just recently written, we'll sit down and go, is the tempo right? Is the musicality right? Would it be better if we went to a minor chord here? And just take
suggestions of how.
Just take a look at it. Is the volumes right? Should you use your falsetto here? There's so many things to doing a song, and that's what they do in a studio as they're getting ready. And that's what a producer's job is. And
absolutely.
You could probably tell us a little
to
bit
actually
more
take an
about
idea like that. You're absolutely right. Take an idea and not just make it better, get more more artistic with it, because sometimes you have great writers, but it doesn't come to life unless you have a really good producer and also other musicians involved in it. Some people are great in their own, some people, but it really takes, a different outlook, step out of the picture of what you created and kind of look at it a different way.
And it's so true, because some songs that have been #1 songs, like Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Prices, it literally went to almost 60 artists before somebody picked it up. And then George Strait had just put it on hold when Garth Brooks cut it. And so finally, after all that time, but a great song can sit around forever in the can, or be passed around and passed around and passed around because nobody hears it, and then all of a sudden, and the same thing happens time.
It's like Dr. Frankenstein, it's alive! It just got to have that energy or that spark, and that's what real good music is, though.
Right.
It's not mechanical, it's about a feel and a vibe, and we'll probably show a lot of that, how riffs and songs come up, and everybody's input, and that excitement, and that magic. I mean, music's magic. It's a mood.
And it really is. It's something like Kenny and I every once in a while spark off when we're on stage together. It's like boom.
Yeah.
And
we can tell when it happens too, because we're kind of hanging out and we're playing. Everything sounds great, and then all of a sudden, you're just in touch with your audience, and the show is just sparked up, and everybody's really into it.
And it's usually when he does the leg kick or the march, one of the two.
Especially me, I'm all into it.
But so what we're going to do is take that song, and we're going to sit in a room like songwriters do.
Yeah.
Another classic example is that Kristofferson took 6 years to write Bobby McGee, because he just couldn't find the next line and the next line. And you know that it was cut.
It's amazing how many verses it has too.
And it goes on forever, and it was cut.
You know that.
And then the young lady that actually cut it, made it the mega song that it is, passed away before he got to hear it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was one of the 27 Club, so she passed away before.
My daughter does that song all the time. She sings and stuff, and I'm always confused how many verses there is. And she's ready to end it. I'm ready to end it, and she's got like 5 more. I'm like, man, this song's...
So that's the type of thing that we're going to be doing, is talking about the song, what it takes to formulate that song. But even before that, a realistic look at what it takes to be somebody in a band. Kenny, tell us a little bit about the years that you spent getting ready. Now, he was lead guitar player for Renegade, which is a major rock and roll band. Danced all over the stage, made it look so simple, but it's not simple. It takes a couple nights, maybe.
We know it does. Before I got into even having a band, my mother was a guitarist. It was in the family, and I was just kind of a folk singer. This is back in the 70s. You know, didn't John Denver a lot. That's probably one of my greatest artists. You know, and then you had Led Zeppelin and all the rock stuff. So I had things were different back then. So I was, kind of a soloist, kind of back then in school. I was a guy who pull out a guitar, play all kinds of songs that were popular back then. When you get a band, you got to, this is where it gets tricky. And you start to get into rock and roll, and and you're a kid, and you got all. That's when you realize you have all these personalities. Whether you got a 4-piece rock band or even you're doing a duo thing, and you got all these different personalities and egos. People think they got egos or not because people want to get their. It's only because you want to get your
you want to get your viewpoint out.
Yes, exactly, because it's expression, and so you got to deal with that too. And it's almost a thing that it's like a marriage, it's like a relationship. It's like it's either works, everybody's vibes and all that too. So that's a whole other Oprah.
It is, and
just getting along with
there is no more difficult thing really to have an artist like myself or you or somebody. I say that, but I know when I'm doing a play or when I'm singing a song or something, I come up with my own idea of what it is.
Yeah.
And I am ready to just draw the line in the sand and say, that's the way it's got to be done. Yeah. And that's the worst thing you can do.
Right, exactly, because we're artists. We're being you can't just you start getting to where you can't really whole television. It's got to go my way, all that stuff too. You got to be open to a lot of things. That's what music's all about. Because
Because the next second, just as soon as you said, I've got it exactly right, it's done. Boy, that was good. And you just have to be open for that all the time. So we're starting with that. Kenny has been up, you can call it the show or whatever it is, but he had a recording contract, dropped a lot of units through the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
Did the whole rock and roll thing, and that band's gone now. So now we're starting again. Yeah. And it's kind of a new world, and we're going to explore that world in as much as when you were back with Renegade, you had to have the contract, you had to drop the CD units, you had to get into the stores.
It's a whole different game now with everything online and iTunes and everything. So
the
way music's sold, everything's changed tremendously for the better and for the worse. But
it is. But nowadays you don't have to have the contract right away because you can self-promote.
That's right.
You can self-drop. You can get up on iTunes by yourself. You can do all this, but the next step is always going to be where's the big money going to come from and how are we going to promote nationally or internationally.
One thing that hasn't changed since then, and even before my time, is about the song. And this is why it goes perfect with our show, what we're doing here. It's about that one song, and that song that people connect with, and that just changes everything. So it is about that song. So and that's really what it is all about. Everybody tries to market off this and that, and things go so many different roads, but it's really about that one good song.
And that's what we're going to try to do. He's got songs. The people that we're working with have got songs. I've got songs. We're also asking for song submissions. I've gone back to the Song Academy in Nashville where I used to work a little bit. I'm asking for them to send songs. And what we're going to do is actually try to find hit songs. And that's the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, got to get that hook.
That one hook.
That sticks in people's head. It's kind of funny because sometimes songs you even hate, you're still like, all right, but it's a song that just sticks with you. It's kind of hypnotic. It's the way music is.
Well, it could be beautiful lyrics all the way, but there's not that one signature musical lick.
Right.
Like John Fogerty always had a musical lick.
Yep,
just something you knew as soon as he goes into it. There it is.
He's all into
know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
And that's what has to happen. Now, that's not to say that they don't find these songs with the beautiful lyrics and the beautiful melodies, and then somebody like Kenny who can sit here and go, well, we can put this on the front, we can put this in the middle, and that's how we make it our song. So that's the type of thing that we're going to be trying to illustrate that you have to do, and it's not flash bang, thank you. You're not done. You're never done.
Yeah.
You
that's
have
how
to
I see
keep going.
it too. Yeah. That's why I like playing live so much. It's that instant magic. You try to create, and if it happens every night or it doesn't, it just keeps you sparked up as a musician. It keeps me alive. That's musically. That's why I've been playing all these years, and it's great because you create that every time you go on stage.
Right. And so what we're going to do is then take the song. As soon as we get a song, we'll strip it down to the bare bones, build it back up, put it together musically, and then inside of our group we'll find the voice that it's right for. It could be a female song, could be a male song, could be a rock song, could be a country song, could be soft rock. and you have to fit the voice. If you think about a group like the Eagles, they went across that front row.
Perfect example.
And they just went boom, boom. You sing this one, you sing this one, you sing this one, you sing.
And it fit too.
And it fit.
Because one of the biggest hits was the bass player, like, look at this baby. And he wasn't even one of the main singers. The bass player, great stuff.
They dropped back, then they brought in Joe Walsh, who you would never think of being a lead singer. But he's got a unique voice, and
a unique lifestyle too.
Stories
about Joe.
Yeah, Desperado and all those types of things. So you have to match the voice, and then so you have the instrumentation, then you match the voice, then you have to find the harmonies, and then you have
which they were great at.
Yeah, oh my goodness. But that's the type of work that we're going to do and show what it takes, because a lot of us have been here. We've been doing it for a long time. I spent my years back in Nashville writing country songs and stuff. So we've been around the block a little bit. We think we know what we're doing, and we're going to step from there to the next step. What we're going to try to do is take each song, and each time we get a song, we're going to do like a Partridge Family music video. We're not going to do
one of my favorite bands.
We're not going to try to do a big music video, but if you remember at the end of each one of their shows, or the Monkees did the same formula. At the end of the show, the song that they had been talking about and everything else, they sang it.
Yeah.
And it may not be the same day that we do this. We may go in the studio and work on it, but we'll cap that song off.
Which was great marketing too. I mean, back then, that's how they did that.
That's
how they sold the records. She said that, and that's really interesting you're saying that, because there's a way. It's marketing 101. And music is different. It's just like selling a product too. Because especially the Partridge Family, they would gear the whole show around that song and what was going on, and at the end, they
somehow, no matter how they got in trouble,
the firehouse
around
the church. It was great.
No matter how they were running around or Danny got in trouble, they ended up with a song.
Yeah. Keith's girlfriend's problem and all their Danny. It was great, Mr. Kincaid.
So that's kind of the formula of the show. Now, what are we trying to do with a reality show like this? Well, we're trying to then show you the steps that it takes to move on from there, because that's kind of we could all do that. We could all do that somewhere with a band. How then do you self-drop? And we'll go over that. We'll tell you how to get it onto iTunes, onto Amazon, and everything else, maybe off your own website. Yeah. From there, how do you put down a whole album of songs and get people to pick that up? Well, we'll go over all that. Then,
and an album concept, too, because the songs actually kind of got a group together. A lot of people put out albums where there's so many different types of songs, and they thought that was good for a while. But you got to put... You actually got to get it where it actually presents something, a concept, really.
Very much so. Like what we have right now, and you're listening to us here on the song on channel 181, but we also have a radio station that's going to be pumping this out, and we have a newspaper that's going to be pumping this out. And inside of the Voice Network, we always try to have a consecutive feel or a flow to what we're doing so that it all fits together, and that's what an album has to do. It has to go, it could be a completely different kind of song, but how did it fit together? Yeah. And why did it fit? And then they're just going to have to put one song on there that I can sing because I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but we're going to have one anyway.
Right.
And it's
that's
sort
where
of
the ego comes in.
It's sort of that kind of thing. But then from there,
has their input though.
Then from there, it's not just walking out to the next bar and getting a job. There are regional theaters that actually can help you and pay decently, but I mean, that's the stepping stone, is to get into the regional theater.
That's why I'm big in music in schools and all that too, because that's where it came from me. Well, actually before that, but
So then what we're going to do is try to get booked into regional theater, our concert halls, and start the band going out as a band called The Song, and pump it up, and just continue to show what we learn so that everybody can learn along with us, because that's the main thrust of the show. Is we want to learn so that we can show you, so that most people can do and get their dream, and finally get their dream. And that's the whole thing.
There's a lot of things, again, people don't know. They just don't know. They have a different outlook of how it is to put a band together, how it is to go out and perform. And especially kids, I want to be a rock star, I want to do that. You're really doing it for the love of it, and what it really takes.
Right.
Because we've been through it, in so many different ways, and not just our story.
There is no one way to do it. Just like getting into any kind of show business, anything in the whole world. The way I started out, and I was doing some small movies and stuff. I was an extra on a set, and I happened to be the same height as the star. The star stand-in got sick. At the end of 6 weeks, he said, "Give the kid a line."
I love that.
Got one line. Got my
school play.
Got my SAG card. After years of study, it was because I was sitting around eating a donut that I finally got through. And and that's a true story.
Come here,
that's what
kid.
happened.
I'll make you a star.
How tall are you? I'm 6'2". you're working. You know, all
Things
the
happen
work.
like that. It's kind
You
of...
know, give up my master's of
Right.
communication from USC. I eat a donut better than you'll ever see anybody do.
bastards.
That's exactly it, and
Yeah.
that's how it goes. But you have to do the work. You have
Yeah.
you have to have gotten yourself there. There was a reason I was on that set, because I had gotten myself onto that set. Real quick, in the old day, and when you got your first thing, you know, when you got signed and stuff, just give us a little capsule of what that was like.
You know, it was grueling. We were so excited. You know, everybody is, but it was a lot of work.
Right.
I mean, we would have rehearsals and production and getting our songs in our pre-production, even for the show. 12 hours. I mean, we go from 12 noon to 12 midnight. I mean, just take a few breaks here. I mean, we would work on every little aspect of it, of the song, and it's a lot of work. But you know, you have that energy because your passion.
Right.
And you're working with something, you know, your expression and something that's part of you. And that's the thing. Another thing is, you have a group like that too. You have, we were four guys. We have all this magic and this input that's all going to one. You know, it was all on that one road.
Right.
You know, that's why you get everybody in line. You got to make sure you're with the right people and again, you know, get along like marriage and ego and all that, because you know, you all shoot for that same magic, but you got all this input, and that's when it flows, and that's when it's good, and that's when you got great bands like Led Zeppelin and all that. But there's a lot of conflict, but you still have that same magic and that same music look, you know, down the road of how you want it to be.
And I think what it boils down to, what he was saying there, is the work ethic that you really have to put. It looks like rock and roll. You say, you know, all I do is this. They practice, you know, they pick up their guitars. But it's the hours and hours and hours. There's a saying when you start in music, 1 hour you'll be able to play it for your mother, 2 hours you might play for your whole family, 3 hours a day, day after day after day. You might actually get on a stage
and
somewhere.
even before Renegade, and even when I first started, when we were already signed, after all that rehearsal, I would still have to go fall asleep with a guitar in my hand.
Yeah.
And you know, and when I blindfold myself and just, you know, I'd play, and just because I just wanted to just own, not about being the greatest in anything, but I just wanted to be the best guitar player and the best musician I wanted to be. You know, people out partying and drinking and you know, I'd be just home just with my guitar. And it's
the same thing. Like, I do a lot of stage plays, and people don't realize that when I walk onto a set, I've already learned the lines.
Yeah.
Because I have a firm belief that if you're learning to act on a stage, you have to know the words so that you can see where you're going, you can see the other person and everything else.
Prepared,
Most people show up with a script, they barely read it one time.
Yeah.
You know, and they'd only bring a pencil to write down their blocking because they're not doing the work
And it
first.
takes from the kind of actor they want to be, or the same thing if you're not prepared, because there's so much other things that go on and you're actually cheating yourself.
So much other things. So many other things. So, and we'll talk a little bit about stage lighting and what it takes to
blocking
get,
and all that too. We would work on the show,
But that's what we're going to do. Anyway, it's called The Song. And we are going to start this up, and we are going to find the best songs that we can. Kenny and I will have kind of a revolving cast around us.
Yeah, that's where we're going to bring in different musicians.
Yeah. Like, he's got family members. Oh, a little nepotism. But he's got family members.
Yeah.
We've got people that we have played with before. We've got some voices that we'd like to try out.
We kind of don't know how it's going to end up, but we know it's going to be creative and it's going to be interesting.
Yes, I've got one buddy that's for 20 years. He said, if you get something going, I need to play lead guitar, and we'll see if it works.
That'd be great.
So just remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the type of thing that we're going to do. We're going to take it from day one all the way through, and we're going to try to use kind of the muscle of our media to help push this along, and we'll see if that helps too, because if we can figure out the formula, this show is about then finding the next band and going from there and getting the next band going.
You know, I think that's why even we talk about the parts round a lot. I think that's why that show even worked, because you know, everybody wants to play guitar, everybody wants you know, play rock and roll, but it showed how a real family and how they had music, and it was incorporated in their personal life, and you know, it was just a family comedy show, so to speak. But
it was kind of funny though, because I still remember like the first episodes when it was like Keith was in the garage playing the guitar, and Lori wandered down and goes, "Oh, I play piano."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're my sister. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know.
And then Danny comes out and,
that was great about the '70s. Nice
I
and
happen
cheesy.
to play bass. And then the mother walks out, who's Shirley Jones, you know, one of the most famous.
As we're looking for a singer.
Oh, Mom, we don't know if you can sing. You know,
great stuff.
But it's just that kind of thing, and we are going to find different bands. Once we've done it once, the next formula is to find the next band and do it again and do it again and again. So We hope that you'll stay with us. You hope that you'll support us. Let us know what we're doing right or wrong, or if you have questions during the show, we'll be putting up emails, we'll be putting up phone
It's all about
numbers.
input, so.
Yeah, we'll be putting up the website, so we want input constantly. What's your question? What's your thought? Where are you? What can you do? What can you tell us? You know, obviously we're going to be stumbling forward because even though Kenny's been through it, it's a new world.
Yeah.
And it's
Every
always
day's
a
a new world.
It's always a new world, especially if you wake up like us, it's always a new world.
That's right.
Oh my God, I'm awake.
I know.
That's
I made
a
it
good
through
day.
this weekend.
I made it. It's Monday. I've done it. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you very much. It's called The Song. Take us out.
All right. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Oh, I thought we were doing some rock and roll.
Always.
Come on now and me, everybody. Y'all get happy.
It's going to be called The Song. Kenny Marquez. I'm John Phane.
Rock on, everybody.
The
Thanks,
Song
man.
on Channel 181.
We'll
Thank
see you soon. Thank you.
Time's changing a bit too late, but that's when I need you, babe. But you're so far away, and when I finally see you at the end of the day, I really wanna ask you, babe, shall I relax